Hello, this video is going to provide a walkthrough of the participant panel and chat. Once in the Blackboard session, you'll see on the left-hand side a chat box. When you type in the chat box, it will be sent to the entire room. All you have to do is just type your message and hit enter. If the session is being recorded, not only will those in the live session see what is written, but also those in the recorded session. As an instructor, if there is someone else with a presenter access inside of the room, there is a moderator's tab where you can write a message privately to that person. You can also double click on someone's name in the participants panel, and this will create yet another tab here where you can send a message privately to that person. Just make sure if you want to write something to the rest of the room that you toggle back to the room area of the chat. You can also here click on the smiley face, and then you have a few emojis to choose from. And once you hit enter, this will send it again to the rest of the room. In the options menu, you have the opportunity to increase the size of the font or also decrease the size of the font. Now let's turn our attention to the participants panel. Here is going to be a list of the students that currently are in the room. I just want to walk you through a few details. The first is again another area where you can show emotions such as an applause or perhaps approval. Once selecting those, it will show up next to your name. Here you have the opportunity to select this to indicate that you've stepped away. So perhaps you joined the session 20 minutes before and you'd like to let the students know that you've walked away. You can click on that and then just select it again to let them know you're back. If you'd like to have students raise their hand before asking a question, they would click on this icon here. It will give them a number to indicate who raised their hand first. So it would show up first, second, third. This last area is the poll. So by default, it is set to a check mark of yes or no or none. So students, if you want to ask them if they can hear you before the session begins, you can use this to do a quick poll, and then you can clear the results at any time by selecting clear. If you wanted to change this polling option, you would just go to the options menu, select polling type, and then choose anything from A through C, D, or E. So I'm just going to select A through D, and as you can see, it's now an A. What's great about this is if you want to embed slides into your PowerPoint presentation in order to make your session more active, from here they would just select B based on what the slide is and you would receive your results. You can make them anonymous for each student, so it says make responses visible. You can unselect that. And also you can click on publish responses to whiteboard, and this will actually put a very nice graph for the rest of the class to see, and it will put it right on top of your slides. So this is something you could talk about to show and share who said what as a class average. Another important feature inside of the participants options is to create breakout rooms. So I click on create breakout rooms. It might ask how many number of rooms, and if I want to distribute participants evenly, which I normally would select, and then I click create. And what this does is it creates different areas, and it'll actually automatically send students to each room, and you can go ahead and move yourself into those rooms and you'll see what the students might be working on. So this is a whiteboard area. They have opportunities to write on this whiteboard, and you can go ahead and just drag and drop yourself into each room, and each room is private to the other participants. So if I'm in room 2 as a student, I can't see what room 1 is doing, but for yourself as a moderator, you can drag and drop yourself into any room. So it's a nice way to have a breakout session during your meeting. Here I can just click on this main room and I can just select close all breakout rooms. As you could see from that area though, if I go back to create breakout rooms and select create, there is an option to copy all whiteboards to the main room. So if you wanted to share what they were doing, you can do so. Just to let you know, these icons here are permissions. So if you hover over them, they'll let you know what they're for. So that's audio, video, chat, whiteboard, app sharing, and web tour. By default, they do not have access to these. These whiteboard tools here, you can go ahead and just click on that, and it actually removes their ability to write on the whiteboard. You can also disable chat. As you can see, all it requires is one quick click, and then it removes that access for them. You can also, instead of just muting the entire room, you can mute individual people. So next to each person's name, you'll see these permissions. So let's say if someone has left their microphone on, and you'll see it because they'll have a blue microphone next to their name. You can just go ahead, hover over their name, and just click on the microphone just for that person to mute just that person for the time being. If there are students that you would like to give access to so that they can present, let's say you've uploaded their PowerPoint deck and you'd like to give them opportunity to advance through their own slides, all you'd have to do is select the options menu next to their name. And here you would just click on Give Moderator Privileges. This is an on-the-fly way to give someone presenter access to the Collaborate environment. At the same time, you can still click on that same menu and click on Take Away Moderator Privileges. If you'd like to add a picture to your profile, you would just click on your name here, again the options menu, and click on Edit Profile. You can just double click on this picture, and once you've added it, you would click Apply and OK. And then it would show up where your name appears. This concludes the video. Thank you for watching.